All right. We're going to start with welcome. We're going to start with some pranayama breathing. So I recommend for your pranayama, your breathing exercises, that you sit on a prop with your legs crossed or kneeling, or we do the way we've often done where we lie on our backs with two props, one under the head, one under the rib cage. I'm going to let you decide, and whatever is more comfortable for you. This breathing is called an equal part breathing. And so what you're going to be doing is you'll be inhaling for a duration, probably about 6 counts to start, and then exhaling for 6 counts. So you're trying to regulate your range of breath to be even, and then it's not choppy. When you're inhaling, it's one smooth inhale for the entire 6 counts. And then I'm going to start to intensify. I'll maybe bump it up to 8 seconds. I'll say something like pause, which means hold the breath. And I'll be changing the number. So you're welcome to count with me. It is a really helpful mindfulness exercise to actually do the counting yourself. It's okay if your count's a little different than mine. If you get to 7 when I get to 6 or whatever, just the act of counting mindfully is quite useful, keeping yourself engaged in the process. So enjoy this. I'll be varying the counts. One last thing. Let's say we're doing an 8 count, or maybe at the end even a 10 count, and that feels too much. You should go down to a range that does in fact work for you. Let me close my door here. We got the bugs making noises outside. Go down to a range that works for you. That might mean just changing the count and kind of counting at your own pace if it starts to feel like a struggle. Otherwise, participate with the group. So hopefully we're all settled now. We're going to breathe in and out through our nose. I'm going to start with one deep inhale, and then a deep exhale. So I'll be keeping the count, and I'll just be saying the inhales when it's appropriate. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Pause. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Pause. Inhale. A bit longer. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Pause. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Pause. Inhale. Exhale. Longer count. Inhale. Exhale. Just breathe naturally one moment here. We'll finish with a 4, 4, 4, 4. Inhale 4, hold 4, exhale 4, hold 4. So a couple rounds of that. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Pause. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Pause. Take a long, deep inhale through the nose. Then slowly exhale out through the mouth. Long through the nose. Out through the mouth. Last one of those to close the pranayama. Inhale through the nose. And then out through the mouth. Just relax a moment and feel the effects of your breathing practice. Then slowly roll to your side and let's come to tabletop. So whatever position you're in, you can clear your mat, come to tabletop position. When you're here, open the front of your body. Lifting the chin, lifting the chest, belly long. Breathing. Good, then extend your right leg back, foot on the floor, and just stretch through the back of the heel. Pressing the heel back. Stretching the calf. Come back to tabletop, stretch the second side, face the left leg, straight back. Pressing through the heel. Good, back to kneeling. Let's tabletop, stretch the right leg back again, pressing straight through the heel. And then turn onto the inner edge of your right foot And open your right arm to the sky. Breathe as you open the chest. Place the hand back down, back to tabletop. Stretch back through the left leg, pressing through the heel, hooking the toes. And then turn the foot down, open the left arm up to the sky. Deep breathing. And then back to tabletop. One more time, stretch the right leg back, press through the heel. Turn the foot to the side, open the right arm to the sky. And now bend your right knee and see if you can turn the toes to face the back edge of the mat. So just open the hip completely. Opening the ribs and chest as you do it. Good, back to tabletop. Stretching back through the left knee, back through the left heel. Turn the foot, open the left arm and body. And then if you'd like, you bend the left knee, turning the toes all the way perhaps. Good, back to tabletop. Bring the chins together, if that's available to you. Point your toes, so your ankle bones touch. And just sit the hips back a little bit. And then inhale, come forward. Try to dip your hips to the right, so you can keep your knees a little bent. Then inhale back, sit back. Exhale, hips forward. Dip your hips over to the left side. A little bit of twist. Knees are bent just gently. Inhale back, kneeling pose. And then come forward, dip the hips to the right. Back to center, moving with your breath. Forward, dip the hips to the left. Good, back to center. This time you go straight forward. Just try to descend the pelvis, relax it. Keep the arms straight today. Keep the arms straight. Looking straight ahead, breathe. Good, tuck your toes, downward facing dog posture. Pressing back through the feet, through the heels. Try to focus deep into the knee, lengthening through the knee joint. Good, step your right foot forward, drop the left knee down. Inhale, rise up, arms to the sky. Hold your hands and bend your front knee a little deeper. So you're right over the ball of the foot. Exhale, place your left hand down, turn your body open to the right, twisted lunge. Good, exhale, stepping back, kneeling. Sit back, come forward a little bit, inhale, and then exhale, downward facing dog again. Pressing through the knee and ankle joint. Step your left foot forward. Low lunge, rise up. Hook the wrist, reach them back as you bend the front knee, dropping the pelvis. Putting a blanket under the knee if it helps. Drop that right hand to the floor, twisted lunge. Breathing in your twist. Drawing in at the belly muscles a little bit. Lifting up through the crown of your head. Good. Stepping back, kneeling, sit back. Rock forward. And then downward facing dog again. Inhale, lift your right leg up to the sky. And then exhale, step it to the front of the mat. Keep the back knee lifted this time. Pressing down through your feet. Inhale up, high lunge. And then exhale, plant your back foot and straighten your front leg. Hands to your hips, bowing over that front leg. flat back position. Breathe. Elongate the breath as you elongate the spine. Elongating the knee joints. Think about elongating the knee joint. That's the instruction. You may have to shift your hips to try to stay balanced on your feet. Inhale, come back up, join your hands above your head. Exhale, bend your front knee only, warrior one. Then turn your body open to the side, warrior two. Bring the hands down by your sides and pull back to open the chest. Gaze over your right shoulder. Next exhale, place your hands on the mat, step back plank pose, and then downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg up to the sky. Always think about stretching distance between the legs, opening those feet further apart. Elongate the knee joint. Exhale, step to the front of the mat with the left foot. Plant those feet, inhale up, high lunge. And then straighten both legs. You're gonna have to turn that back foot down. Keep the spine straight as you hinge at your hips. Exhaling, pyramid pose with a flat back. And again, think about elongating the knee joints, keeping the feet firmly planted. As you breathe. Inhale, rising back up. Bend your front knee, warrior one as you join your hands. Turn open, warrior two. Adjusting the back foot appropriately. Open the palms up and pull those arms down by your sides in an A shape as you open the chest and then gaze over the left shoulder. Place the hands on the mat. Step back, plank posture. Breathe. Press back to downward facing dog. Turn your toes in just slightly in your down dog. So if you looked under, you could see your outer feet were parallel. Outer feet were parallel. And then press the thigh bones back here. From here, drop down to your knees. Keep the knees touching, but separate your feet, pointing the toes behind you. And start to walk your hands back any amount. Perhaps your hips will come to the earth, or you use your hands for support as they sink down. If you can sit up, you can rest your hands in your lap. Good. Walk the hands forward. Drop the pelvis forward, cobra posture. Keep the arms straight. With the toes pointed, bend your knees. We'll call this like mermaid cobra or dolphin cobra. Point the toes up in the air, open the chest here. Bring the chest forward and up. Lift those collarbones apart and wide. Opening chin to the sky. Good. Pressing back, downward facing dog. And walk your feet to the front of your stitching mat. Rest through the legs. Inhale to rise up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Press the thighs together, sitting down into your chair pose. Squeezing at the inner knee, squeezing at the ankle joint. If those don't touch, step a little wider apart and just try to keep your knees and ankles the same distance. Inhale, back up. Squeeze the inner knee, squeeze the ankle joint, and sit down. Again, maybe you can use a prop between the inner knee to help that squeeze if the legs are slightly separated. Inhale, back up. elongate the knee joint. Elongate the knee joint, and then bring your hands to your low back. Place your hands on your low back and push down into the balls of your feet with your hands. So you're supporting your low back and sending energy down into the balls of the feet. And start to open your chest here as you breathe a chest inhale. Good. Step your feet wide on your mat. Inhale, stretch up your left arm. I'll be in the mirror with you. Stretch up your left arm and then reach it across to your right. Try not to move your hips or legs. Inhale, back up. Same pose, same side. Inhale, back up. One more time. Keep it. Hold and breathe. And then make a circle down to the right, up and around to the left. All the way up. Hands to your hearts. Inhale, stretch your right arm up to the right. Exhale, over to the left. Inhale, back up. Exhale over, extending out through your fingertips, straighten the elbow. Inhale, back up. Just like we elongate the knee joint today, elongate the right elbow. Hold it on the third one. And then swoop down the left side, all the way across, big clock hand. Inhale, up the other side. And then hands to the heart. Let's try that again. Inhale, open up the left arm. High to the sky, elongating the elbows and knees. Exhale over. This time, turn your body so you're looking at your right foot. And then swoop it down and under, all the way up. Inhale. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, lifting up the right arm. Exhale over to your left. Looking at the left foot. Drop the hand down and across. Try and keep those legs and hips steady. Inhale up. Exhaling to center. Bend your knees slightly and turn the heels in, horse stance. So you can bend your knees as wide as your heels. Breathe here in horse. Open the arms and then exhale. Take your left elbow under your right. So your forearms look like a V. Just left arm under the right. Breathe here. Inhale, straighten the legs, lifting the arms up. Exhale, right arm under the left. Just pause here. Keep trying to think the elbows are going across each other. Bending the knees as you drop down into the arms. Sorry about that. Inhale, straighten the legs. Keep your legs a break. Exhale, drop under. Cross the left elbow again. Sinking into the knees as you cross the elbows. That's it. Bending the knees into horse stance. Now maybe hook the hands and eagle arms. Inhale, open up. Straighten those legs. Give them a break. Elongate the knee joint. Exhale, right elbow under. Cross first, then the hands might join. Inhale, open. Hands in front of the heart. Make those feet parallel again. Elongate your knees as you bow forward. Feeling it, we're not hyperextending, we're not just pushing our knees back, but lengthening the space in the knee joint. Inhale, reverse swan dive, back up. Pivot your left foot out, warrior two. Turn your thumbs up just slightly and pump the arms back behind you. So you're feeling those shoulder blades engage into the back plane. Let's do about 5 pumps, nice and slow, long elbows. Good, bring the hands down in front. Turn the back foot a little bit more. So we're now looking like a warrior one. We're actually facing the left side. And then inhale, reach forward and up with those arms. Exhale, arms behind you. Bind the hands. You can just hold your wrists or interlock your fingers. Exhale, bow inside the left leg. Lifting the arms up. Pressing down through the feet. Inhale, swooping back up. Arms come up and forward. And then exhale, feet back to parallel. Hands in front of heart. Exhale, hang your spine. Elongate the knees as you bow forward. Inhale, rolling back up this time. Arms out. Exhale, turn out your right foot, warrior two. Breathe. Angle the thumb side a little higher than the pinky and about 5 or 8 pumps. Pulsing the arms back. Elongate the elbow joint. If you notice, if you focus on instruction, it actually makes the shoulder a little more open. See if you can feel that. Good. Swoop the hands down in front. Pivot the back foot to warrior one as you reach forward and up. And then exhale, hands behind the back, some sort of bind as you bow inside the right leg. Pressing down through both feet evenly. Inhale, swooping the hands forward and up. And then back to parallel feet, wide-legged, hands in front of your heart. Windmill your arms to the front of your mat, short edge of your mat, and step back, plank posture again. Inhale, top of a push-up. Exhale, just drop the pelvis. You don't have to bend the elbows today. I'd rather elongate the elbows. So you just kind of dip into your cobra. Press down through your knees as you point your toes. Again, lifting the tips of the toes up. Can you bring the knees together and then separate the feet just slightly? Separate the feet just slightly. Knees, so the knees are closer together than the feet. Don't hurt your hips. Then as you lift your toes, point your toes, bring the chest, bring the collarbones wide and upwards. Lift the chin upwards, breathe. Good, pressing back, knees together, ankle bones together. Sitting back, stay low this time with your body. Sitting those hips back as far as they'll go. And push with your hands on your mat. Good, inhale, come forward, plank pose. You can do this on your knees, and then lower down onto your bellies. When you lower on your belly, prop yourself up on your left forearm. You see that on the screen? I think so. And then when you're up on your left arm, bend your right knee and reach back with your right hand and try to hold the top of your toes. Literally go over the toes so your fingers point towards your ankle, top of your ankle. If this is hard to reach, you're going to go ahead and grab yourself a strap and make a tiny loop so you can hold your foot with the strap. And from here, just gently bend your elbow up towards the sky as the heel makes its way toward the outer hip. It doesn't have to get there. You're just bending it towards them. As you bend the heel towards the outer hip, you're going to turn your head to your left. Good, release that leg down. You're going to place the right forearm under your shoulders. You're going to bend your left knee up towards the sky, and then reach back, hold the top of the left foot. We're going straight over the top of the toes today. Otherwise, please use a strap. And then gently bending the heel towards the outer hip. Once that's actions alive, turn the gaze to the right. Good, releasing that leg back down. Place your hands underneath your shoulders. Point your toes as best you can. And lift up your chest without using your hands. You can lift your hands up in the air and float your fingers. They're just there for guide. So you're using your upper back muscles, you're using your middle back muscles to lift your chest as high as you can. No arm strength. Then squeeze the legs, lift the legs. And then lift the legs, but bend the knees as you do it. So you're lifting the legs, you're trying to pull your knees off the ground with your toes in the air. And release back down. Press up and press back to downward facing dog. Inhale, stretch your right leg up to the sky. Exhale, step it to the front of your mat. Inhale, rising up. Warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale into side angle pose, extending the left arm out overhead. Good, try to elongate that left side of your body as much as you can. Sliding your left palm against an imaginary shelf as you press back through your left heel. Good, place your left hand down on the floor. And now turn both feet to your right. Turn both sets of toes to your right. So you can do this at the wall. Totally. Both sets of toes to the right. So it's like a side plank, but your right foot supporting you in front. You're getting an outer right hip stretch. Then a level two, some of you are just going to keep your right foot right here, right in front. Otherwise, you're going to stack your feet on top of each other. Keep breathing. Side plank. And then exhale, both hands down, lower through your plank. Inhale, cobra with no hands or soft fingers. And then bend your knees and try to lift your legs up off the ground in your cobra. And then pressing back downward facing dog. Inhale, stretch your left leg up to the sky. Exhale, step it to the front of your mat. And then inhale up, warrior one. Warrior two. Keep breathing as you inhale over into side angle posture, sending that right arm out overhead so you have a straight line from right fingers to right heel. And we're trying to increase the distance between your right fingers and your right heel. Hint, elongate your elbow and knee joint. Good, placing your right hand down on the floor. And then just turn both sets of toes to the left. You just kind of pivot on your heels. And this is the pose. You can just practice here, working on keeping that arm in integrity, the shoulder over the wrist. Start to open your waist, turn your ribs to the sky. We're getting an outer left hip stretch. You just keep turning those toes a little more to open that hip. And if you want a little more challenge, you're going to actually stack your feet straight back, side plank. Good, hands on the neck, lower down. Inhale up, cobra pose, using your chest. Or lift your legs, and then bend your knees. Keep lifting the knees off the ground. Use the glute muscles, use the hamstrings to lift the legs up higher. Good, reach your arms back like wings, like you're a penguin sliding on ice. Open your chest by peeling those fingertips back. And exhale, press up, downward facing dog. In your downward facing dog, push your hands down and squeeze them towards each other to open your shoulder blades. So just try it a second. Press your hands down and squeeze them towards each other. They don't move. You just try to squeeze them towards each other so that you feel the shoulder blades separate from the spine, moving away from each other. Good. Walk your feet to the front of your mat, forward bend. Inhale, rising all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Pause, just take a moment to feel. A little bit of balancing. So you might want to go to the wall so that your left hand can be on the wall, or you work on just balancing. The first posture is just to lift up the right knee and hold the top of the right knee. And this round, you're going to flex the right foot and elongate your left knee. Elongate your left knee. Focus on the detail. It's like you're studying your joint. You're studying how the joint works. That creates stability, strength, and flexibility all at once. And then lower that leg down. Stay on that side. You're going to extend the left leg. You're going to bend the foot back behind you. So here you might go find that strap again, or you're going to hold your ankle, or you're going to hold the tops of the toes, just like last time, except now we're standing. Again, your left hand can be for the wall. This way you can still benefit from the stretch and use the wall to help create some balance. Elongate your left knee and start to bend the right leg, bend the right heel. I guess you're bending the right knee, sending your heel towards your outer hip. Good, now if you have your hand on the left wall, slide your hand forward on that wall and pull your right knee as far back as it'll go. Pull your right knee as far back as it'll go. And come back to center, release that leg. So now you're going to spin around so that your right hand can touch the wall if you're practicing with the wall. And you're going to bring up your left knee in your left hand, or both hands. And again, we're focusing on elongating our right knee on this first one and flexing our left foot. And you're studying your anatomy. You're studying your body's function. This knee might elongate or lengthen a little different than it did on the left side. Now, the basic mechanics are the same, but I think part of your yoga is to actually become aware of the subtleties on each side. This is within your reach, all of you. Okay, just release that a moment. And in the second round, you're going to bend the knee, hold the foot behind you. Again, using the strap. Definitely if you're using a strap, I recommend the wall just for safety. You don't want to, no one knock themselves out by tying themselves up, please. And bend the knee towards the outer hip. Bend the knee, sending the left heel towards the outer hip. I got to find a shorter instruction to say that. All right, now Slide the hand forward on the wall a little bit if you're using it. You can just reach your hand forward if you're not. And then pull the left knee away from those fingers, away from the right hand. Pull the left knee as far back as it'll go. Remember, elongate the right knee. This is where we can sometimes hyperextend, or we just bend it. Think about lengthening the knee on all sides, the right one at least. And come back to center, release the pose. Very good. Step your feet about hips distance apart. The toes can be a little wide. Inhale, reach up. Open your chest, open your front of your spine. And then exhale, squat down, bringing the hands down, elbows touch your knees. And so we want to squat in a way where we keep our feet flat right now. And we're looking up today, thumbs on the collarbones. Look up, feeling strength in your back. And this is like a little bit of a prayer. Please, may I have a healthy bowel movement. You didn't think I was going to say that, did you? Well, some of you probably did because you've heard me tell that joke before. Inhale, reach up, tippy toes. Try to elongate the knee, elongate the front of the ankle. And then exhale, sinking down again, hands together. Try to ground those heels if you can. And look up, gaze up. So you want to feel the low back muscles are engaged in the squat. They're not really rounded right here. We're building back strength in this version of the pose. Inhale, rising back up. Tippy toes, as long as you can be. Last one, sinking down, hands together. Dropping down, keeping those feet balanced. Opening the chest. Even push your elbows into your knees. And you pull the hands, push the hands together, pull the hands away. So you're arching the back even a little more here. Very nice. Good, inhale, come back up. Stay at the front of your mat, exhale, forward fold. Let's try with blocks. So start with your hands on blocks. Some of you will get rid of them, but that's fine. Let's start with blocks. Make the outer feet parallel, and then inhale, lift up your left leg. We're in a standing split. You're bowing over the blocks, dropping your head towards the earth. Elongate your knee joints. And now can you see how your left hip is open here? Left hip is usually higher than the right. Consciously turn the left hip down so the hips are equidistant. Try to feel that action. Your leg's gonna lower, which is fine, but try to equidistant hips to the earth. Good. And then lower that leg down. Inhale, stretch your right leg up. Standing splits. Open the hip to begin as high as you can. Elongate the knee joints to help open the hip. And then slowly, conscientiously turn the outer right hip to try to bring the hips to neutral. And then lower back down. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, step your left foot back, warrior two. And then straighten your right leg. So we're in triangle legs. Reach out with your right hand. Exhale, reach down, grab your shin, grab for that block maybe, grab for the floor. Whatever you do, push down so you can open the chest and open the left arm to the sky. Triangle pose. As you're stretching the arm up to the sky, elongate those knee joints. As you elongate your knee joints, push through your feet and push back through your hips. Push back through your hips to open your chest more. Broaden your shoulders, broaden your collarbones. Turning your gaze higher and higher to the sky. Good, bend your knee, inhale, come all the way back up, and then step to the front of the mat. Bend your knees, step your right leg back, warrior two. Transition pose, exhale, straighten your left leg. And as you elongate the knee joints, reach forward with that left hand. So I'm in the mirror here if you're facing the camera. Dropping that hand to something that you can extend the elbow into. You want to extend the left side of the arm into the floor, into the block, into the shin, what have you. So you can open the exact same feeling on the right side, extending upwards. Once again, focus on elongating your knee joints. Pushing back through your hips as you do it. Turning your body, your chest opens. Breathe. Inhale, bend the knee, come out of the pose. And step it back to the front of your mat. Breathe here a moment. Close your eyes even. And just check in with your energetically with your knees, your ankles, your hips. Hopefully they feel a little more open and loose and relaxed. You don't even have to move. They feel different than if you were just standing, having not done any practice today. Just one little arm exercise, shoulder exercise here. Standing at the front of your mat, turn your palms to face front, but spread your fingers. Spread your fingers. Extend your elbows, as we've been working on all class. And so what you think about happening is that as you turn, I'm going to show closer to the camera, you spread the fingers, you extend the elbow joint, and can you watch how, as I rotate, watch what happens to the shoulder. I'm keeping the upper arm kind of close to my body, but it opens my shoulder. And what's going to happen is you're going to want to be like, oh, I want to look cool and I want to do it deeper, and your elbow's going to bend. But extend and flex, right? It's like you're peeling this wing. You're building this wing shape. And see how far it's opening and drawing that shoulder onto the back. Try to create that sensation, but you want to do it with both arms at the same time to really feel that engagement. And as you're spiraling the hands out, extend the thumbs back, extend the index back, opening across the chest. Really nice. And as you're extending across the chest, now squeeze your legs together, push through the feet, and allow it to open your heart, open across the front of your spine. So you're starting to have your chest and your gaze look skyward. And then relax. Check in with how that made your posture feel now that you're not efforting. Good. All right, coming down to your kneeling, hands and knees again. Just watch what I mean when I say kickstand. Kickstand just means, so if I was in tabletop and I said kickstand my right foot, I leave the knee in place and I just turn the foot. Okay? Same thing, if I kickstand to the left, I just turn the foot. We're gonna be kickstanding the bottom leg in this pose today. Some of you are gonna wanna have that strap available. might be beneficial. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to kickstand your foot to the left, open your right side. Okay, this might be the pose for some of us today. It's another version of this. The next thing to do is to bend your right knee as much as you can so the foot's in the air. Let me show you an example from the other side. So you're seeing the back angle. I'm kickstanding my foot to the left, opening my body to the right, and then lifting the knee and flexing the foot as much as I can. And just this could be the pose for some of us today. And if this is available to you, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to reach and grab the ankle, or grab the outer foot, or grab the tops of those toes if it's available. And from here, if you can do this with me, you're going to push your knee down, you're going to push your hand down, and kick. Kick those toes back so your arm feels like a taut bowstring on a bow and arrow. And you're looking down at your left hand. Breathe, enjoy. And then release back to tabletop. Bend your knees, sit back a moment, rest your body. Let's try it on the second side. From tabletop pose, again, it's choosing which variation is going to work for you. From tabletop pose, you're going to kickstand your right foot out to the right. Open your body to the left. Strong arms, extended right elbow. And maybe just float your left leg with the toe bent. Just use the muscle, don't even use the hand. Then if you can, you reach, or at least think about reaching, and see where that takes you. Then like a bowstring, apply the mechanics of drawing the toe back, opening the whole left side. It's rolling back. That's it, breathe. Good, really nice. And release the posture. Sit back in the child's pose a moment. Rest your body. Once again, we're gonna take a moment here and actually gain ourselves some props. Some props. With your props, you're gonna set up like a mini, we're gonna call this yoga couch. You're gonna build yourself a yoga couch. And the key to a yoga couch is that it can support your hips. So here's the pose. You're gonna have your knees together, and the feet are gonna be wider than your hips. Pointed. And so then you're going to sit on a prop. So I like to take a big bolster and put it between my heels. I'm going to sit up even higher than that. And what we're going to do is we're going to be lying back. So some of you are going to have a very minimalist yoga couch because you can actually get your hips to the floor and lie your whole shoulders on the floor. And if you can do that comfortably for a few minutes, then you're going to do that. If you're like me, you're not. And so you're going to put a yoga couch, and some of you are going to be building yoga, whatever is more luxurious and full than a couch. I probably should have started with like yoga chair, yoga seat, and finished with couch. But here we are going to add an ottoman, going to add footrests, which are, I think, just ottomans, an extra headrest. Build up your yoga couch. Why? So that when you, in the posture, when you walk back, your back is supported and your hands can touch the floor. You're on your fingertips, or then you're on your palms, And you see now I've got this support system that my back can start to very easily trust. And I'm just going incrementally into the pose, releasing my head, releasing the throat if it's appropriate for how far back you can go. As I'm still able to talk, even though I'm in this back bend. It's meant to be relaxing, not full of effort. I'm gonna come check the screen to see how everyone's doing in terms of their props. Good. Yeah, it's looking good. And you should be able to, again, get those hands in a place that's either fingertips or palms. Maybe you put blocks under your hands so that you're just starting to lean back. Good. Now, one thing I would encourage, Sue, Lynn, Robin, start with the knees touching and the feet wider apart. That's kind of I mean, you're welcome to practice as you wish, but the alignment that we're working today with the body, knees touch, feet wider than hips. We want to keep those knees touching as we go back. And we want to keep those shins heavy as we sink the body, sink the pelvis. Good. Once you're here, just breathe, relax. Bed. A bed would definitely be more mellow than the couch. I should have had that. That's some low-hanging fruit. I'm surprised at myself. Good. And if it's available, turn your palms out so the top of the chest, the top of the shoulder opens. You're just spiraling the thumbs away. Just another moment here. Some of you are still finding your happy place on this pose. Not sure if it exists. It's like, I thought beds were supposed to be comfortable. Yoga torture rack. That's an article of furniture in some homes. 50 Shades of Grey came out a couple years ago. Okay. Now it's time to start to come out of the pose. I have no instructions for how to get out of the pose. You're on your own. No, just kidding. The way to do it is to use your hands, friends. Push down with your hands, get those elbows straight, and then walk slowly the hands forward. That's your best way to keep stability in your hips. Low back. Let's take a moment being upright. Rest your nervous system. Okay, now from here, you're just going to come forward. Keep your yoga bed. You have to change its height mechanics. But now your hips are going to be on the floor. Okay, so you got your yoga bed still, but your hips are on the floor. Now, you're going to bring your low back to the edge of the bed, but it's sitting on the floor. And then start to sit back. What I like to do then is pull my next prop forward until it meets my low back. And I start to lean back on that. And then I find my next prop and I bring it forward until it finds my shoulders. And then lean back on that, my head rests on it. So you see, I've still got quite a bit of support here. And again, depending on your mobility, you might be able to just go all the way back on one prop. Put the hips around something. And then your body kind of arches over your yoga prop, your yoga couch. And we'll start with either variation of legs straight, can feel very nice, or knees bent with the feet facing each other. Depending on your body, either one of these will be preferred as your counter pose. Rest here, just enjoy the shape. Keep a long, smooth breath. Slowly roll to your side. If you're happy here, you want another minute, go ahead. Totally worth it. Totally fine. Otherwise, roll to your side or just move the prop from underneath you. And line your back. Just hold your knees and just roll a little bit. Shoulders to hips. Shoulders to hips. Maybe shoulder plow pose to boat pose, depending on how much effort you want to include. One more of those. And then sitting up, extend your legs out and bring your right knee up. So your right foot's flat on the floor. Wrap your left elbow crease around the right knee and twist to the right. Release the right leg out, bring the left leg in, wrap the right elbow or the hand, if the elbow doesn't reach, turn to the left. Inhale back to center. A little different version this time. Bend the right knee up again, but this time bend the left knee so the left foot is near your right sit bone. The left heel is near your right sit bone. Now your right foot can be on the shin side or on the thigh side of your left knee. Keep the foot flat. Hold the right knee with your left arm and twist to your right. Inhale back to center. Extend the legs out. Bend the left knee. Bend the right knee so the right leg is down. Right heel is near your left sit bone. And place your left foot where it's appropriate so you can twist, grabbing that left knee with the right arm. Twist to your left. Inhale back to center. Laying on your backs. Bring your right knee to your chest. Hold in your left hand. And then pull it across the body to the left. Coming back to center. Let's put the right leg out and take the left knee up. Hold it in the right hand. And then pull it across to the right. Back to center. Leg out on the mat. Bring both knees into your chest. Hold behind the left knee and extend your right leg up into the sky, holding behind the leg. Maybe making the knee straight. So the left leg can be flat on the floor, friends. You're reaching that leg up, pressing out through the heel, elongating the knee again. And then if you want, you keep the straight leg and twist the straight leg over to the left again. If you'd rather do a different kind of twist this time, you're welcome to. Back to center. Bring in the left leg, hold behind the left leg. Stretch out the right leg on the floor. And then maybe extend through your left knee, extend through the left heel, skyward. And maybe taking that leg across the body. And coming back to center, stretching both legs out nice and long. Final pose if you wish before you settle your body, settle your joints into the mat. Rest your nervous system. Enjoy the effects of your practice. Stretch your body. Roll to your side. Take a comfortable seat. Thank you for practicing. I hope you had fun and you learned something and you feel better. Appreciate you being here. Namaste. If you'd like, you're more than welcome to unmute yourself and say some goodbyes. Otherwise, I will see you next week.
That was miraculous. Thank you.
It was. I agree.
It was fabulous. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
It was great.
Thank you.
I made
Thank
a
you.
chaise. My yoga chair was a chaise.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Richard.
Thank you.
Good night, everyone. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
All those words.
Hey, Richard, could I also get the recording? I forgot to write it in my
Of course.
Venmo. Thanks. Hey, Debbie,
Hi, sweetie.
how you doing?
Good. How are you, Coleman?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I'm good.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Thank you, Richard. I'm just playing around. Don't mind.
Your new
Look
toy.
good, Irina. You
You're doing
look good on
great.
your iPad.
Thank you.
You look
Better
great.
resolution. All right. Good night, everyone.